What if one of the most powerful empires in history didn't just participate in slavery, but engineered its expansion? What if the wealth that built global cities, industries, and institutions came from a system so brutal it was designed to be forgotten? Because when we talk about the transatlantic slave trade, we hear about ships, chains, plantations. But we rarely talk about the system behind it, the financial machine, the political protection, the global network. And at the center of it all was Britain. Before we dive into the main story, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and click on the bell notification button for more interesting video like this. Not just as a participant, but as the power that scaled it into a global industry. By the late 1600s, Britain was not yet the dominant force in Europe. But everything began to change with one calculated shift: control of the slave trade. In 1672, the Royal African Company was granted a monopoly by the English crown. This wasn't just a business, it was a state-backed operation. Its mission? Capture, transport, and sell African men, women, and children across the Atlantic. This marked the beginning of Britain's transformation into the world's largest slave-trading empire. Britain didn't just trade slaves, it perfected the system. A brutal economic loop known as the triangular trade. Goods like textiles, guns, and alcohol were shipped from Britain to Africa. Enslaved Africans were transported across the Atlantic in the horrific Middle Passage. Sugar, cotton, and tobacco were shipped back to Britain. This system turned human lives into currency. Ports like Liverpool, Bristol, and London exploded with wealth. By the 18th century, Britain was responsible for transporting over 3 million enslaved Africans, more than any other nation. But the real power wasn't just in ships. It was in finance. Institutions like the Bank of England and insurance markets, such as Lloyd's of London, were deeply connected to the trade. Ships were insured. Human cargo was calculated as loss. Profits were reinvested into industries that fueled the Industrial Revolution. Factories, railways, global trade networks, all built in part on enslaved labor. In 1807, Britain officially abolished the slave trade. But here's what they don't tell you. By that time, Britain had already dominated the system for over a century. It had extracted enormous wealth, built global infrastructure, and secured economic power. Ending the trade didn't erase the benefits, it preserved them. Some historians argue abolition wasn't just moral, it was strategic. So here's the question. If Britain helped build one of the largest forced migration systems in human history, why is that story often minimized? Why do we celebrate the end of the slave trade, but rarely confront who scaled it? And how much of today's global wealth still traces back to that hidden foundation? Because the truth is, history isn't just about what happened. It's about what we choose to remember. If you want more hidden history they never taught you, stories that change how you see the world, subscribe now. Because the deeper you look into history, the more it starts to look different. For more videos like this, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.